Hi there, my name is David and welcome to Bricks, Blocks and Mocks. So, as I said in my last video that I was going to just try out some new different type of videos and just not be that big of a perfectionist with every single video. I thought I would just try to film a shorter, hopefully a shorter video of the design process of a car I am currently creating. So it will be kind of a design process, but I don't even know if I'm gonna film the entire design process or just catch up on some different building techniques I use in this and so on. But yeah, this is actually a custom order. It's actually for a client, this model, and it's a Mclaren P1 I'm currently designing. And as you can see, I have already come pretty far with this model, but I thought I would just share a bit about what I've done so far and maybe a bit of what I will do as well. What this client really wanted was a lot of functionality, and I mean a lot. So what I'm trying to do is the butterfly doors, the front, and the Mclaren P1 doesn't really have an engine bay, but yeah, the client wants to be able to remove a detailed engine, which I created for this. And the client also wanted a retractable spoiler, or whatever I should call it. That I've actually managed to do. As you can see, it does retract. But yeah, I thought I would just share a bit about what I have been doing with this model, and yeah, show you a bit of the design process. One really interesting part with this actually, or two really interesting parts, is actually the front lights and this part here, the side here, because quite recently I have actually used them for quite some time, but I'm not sure if I can find them. Wait a second. Here, this piece was. And I've started to use this piece a lot recently, and it works just like a hinge. I tend to use this bracket piece along with this modified 1x2 plate or whatever, and then you can angle them however you want. And this technique is the exact technique I have used for this front light here and also the panel here. Other than that, I don't think it's too much interesting more than a bit of upside down building techniques. This part is quite interesting, but it isn't too complex actually. But yeah, that's how far I have come right now. But yeah, I will just keep on building a bit and see if I face some more interesting things. So yeah, let's do that. Alright, so I have now finally figured out a way how to make the door mechanism, for the butterfly doors for the Mclaren P1. It was really tricky, but finally I figured out the mechanism that actually works pretty well, if I say so myself. Yeah, let's just take a look at it. Alright, so I will show you. Look at this. It works almost perfectly. It does swing out a bit too much maybe, but I just think this just works so good. It works so seamless, and it actually isn't too fragile as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with this solution. Together with the retractable spoiler as well, it's so awesome in my opinion. But yeah, I did build a version of the door mechanism here just to show you. It's actually the mirrored version. It kind of folds out like this, upwards a bit, and then like this. So that works so well. So yeah, the plan now is that I will try to make the openable trunk or frunk as well, and make a bit of a roof and a bit of an interior, and try to cover up the engine over here. I don't know if I did, I think I said it, but yeah, the engine is also removable here, which also is a really cool feature. So yeah, I will try to finish this model, I think, now. So yeah, I will get into that. Alright, so I'm now done with the car, and I think it turned out very good actually. It isn't so many new things that have happened, but one thing worth mentioning maybe is the tubing here. which I used to create the roofline, and it works so well for the Mclaren P1 in particular. And I think this might be a technique that I will use more in the future. The only downside with this technique is that these pneumatic tubes doesn't exist in that many colors. But yeah, as the client wanted the car in black, this will work very well. I know it's orange now, but I will make it black when I make it digitally. And one other interesting thing for the engine bay here, I know I said in the beginning that the Mclaren P1 doesn't really have an engine bay, but it does have an engine bay, but it doesn't really have an openable engine bay in the classic sense. But yeah, for the engine bay here, as the client wanted to be able to remove the engine, as I said before, I made this like a friction fit cover or whatever that just sits with friction on top of the engine that you can remove and then remove the engine. Another kinda interesting technique I used to create this openable frunk is, it is just a hinge, but I used one of these pneumatic T-pieces and used it along with a 1x2 modified plate with a clip. And then I also used a weight jumper plate, and this works very well. And it also has kind of a detailed interior, and I could make the seats a bit more detailed as the client didn't really want to be able to fit minifigs, or it wasn't necessary. And they just look a bit better than my normal seats I create for the cars, because personally I really want to be able to fit minifigs. But yeah, this time that wasn't necessary. And yeah, as I said in the beginning, I wasn't too sure if I would totally finish this. And I actually haven't, because as you can see here, I didn't have these like 1x2 modified wedge curved pieces, these ones, so I couldn't create the panel here. And I also didn't have these like 1x1 quarter round tiles like these, so I couldn't fit them here. And also worth mentioning is that the finished product, if you will actually have these headlights will actually be transparent, so that will look a lot better. But yeah, I think I will post the absolute finished model on my Instagram, so go and check that out. But yeah, other than that, this build has been so much fun. It has been so much fun to create the Mclaren P1, so yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that, and maybe leave a comment as well. But yeah, that's all it for today. Bye for now.